when I was 16 in Bedford, Indiana, like, one day I just went to the skate park, right? And nobody was there. And I had to, like, where's everybody? Because usually that's the only reason I ever went anywhere is because people were there. And this guy, his name was Hippie. His real name's Anthony, and he was nothing hippie about him. He kind of had long hair, but that was, like, about it. And I was like, hey, where's everybody? And he's like, oh, they're at this, their anti-gay protest. As if I just, like, fucking knew that there was an anti-gay protest going on. So sure enough, I was like, oh, see you later. I ran as fast as I could, skated to Family Video, because that's where anti-gay protests happen, I guess. Anyway, so I show up, and everybody who's usually hanging out at the skate park is, sure enough, there. Like, literally spread out, because the protest isn't just on, like, one side of the street. It's literally, like, on all corners of the street to get the intersection. This is, like, 16th Street, Bedford. So it is, like, literally, like, the main street. So everybody else is also crowded around each section of the protesters, like, arguing with them and what have you. And I was like, okay, alright, what do I do? Because I started feeling it as soon as I get there, that itch that's like, I need to do something. I can make this a little bit more interesting. So I mosey over to Charlie Murphy. Yeah, there's a guy I went to high school with named Charlie Murphy. And he was by his, like, girlfriend's car, talking to her in the window. And I was like, hey, so what if I, like, stole one of their signs? Completely, this is my MO as a teenager, is to try to get people to talk me into doing things. Because I wanted to do them, but I was like, I can't just go do it. So I rile them up to rile me up. And, like, Jessie Phelps was Charlie Murphy's girlfriend. And she's like, do it, Tom. And, like, Charlie's like, yeah, man, you should do it. Like, casually, and she's like, do it. It's not like they're gonna chase you. And that was pretty much all it fucking took, because I really wanted to do it. It's not like I was like, oh. So, as awkwardly as a 16-year-old kid can do, I kind of moseyed over to one of the guys, like, by the closest corner. And this guy, okay, he had two signs in each hand, one sign in each hand, and in this hand, he had two. For some reason, the completely negating having a sign. So, I don't know how he didn't notice me, but I'm like, what am I looking at? Where did he think I was doing? So, I'm just like, and reach over the top of his signs and grab the front one and slide it over as it, like, I don't know if it seemed like the most inefficient way to do it, but grabbed it and slid it over the top of the sign. This second one. And just, like, took off running as fast as I could. With, like, okay, the sign was, like, this tall, this big, the cliche, like, God hates fags, Rasta fucking Farian colors. Just running. So it's, like unwieldy. Like, I can't, like, guide it. And also, in my other hand, I have my skateboard. So, that's what I'm running with. Just yelling gay pride. Not even gay, but I'm like, gay pride! Like, freaking out. I run up the alley behind Family Video, where nobody can even see me. As I make it, like, halfway back there. I just gotta stop. And I turn around. No, I can't see any protesters, but I can see across the street, like, a bunch of people that I knew from, like, high school, and they're like, run, Tom, run! At that point, the most ironclad protester came running around the corner, and he had, like, the tightest Wranglers. This is what I mean when I say ironclad. He had the tightest clothes on. Just tightest Wranglers he could possibly have on, and, like, a flannel. It was, like, July. I don't know why he had a flannel on. And he was just tearing ass at me. I'm like, and everything stopped right at that moment. This is the only time I think that this might have happened to me, where time just stopped, and I was looking at him, and all that came through my head was, Jessie Phelps, don't worry, Tom, it's not like they're going to chase you. as I'm looking at this guy who's definitely chasing me. So I just start tearing ass up the alley. And I don't know how, but I easily outran this guy. He was clearly like years older, like a few years older than me, but like very young. And I took off and like turned right through it was a azalea bush or something, I don't know, flowers on it. And as I'm fighting my way through these bushes with a sign and a skateboard in my hand, just like I get hit in the face with a bush. Nobody did it, just seemed like the bush hit me. And my glasses go flying off. I'm like, I can't do anything about it. My hands are full, I'm running, so I just keep going. And now I'm like, on to the next street, through the block. It's like, I have no idea where to go. I can't see my pursuers. I don't know where to run. So I'm like, now I'm running through backyards. I was like, I just ditched the sign in the yard. I'm like, this is probably a good idea. Mosey back up to the street. Immediately, hey, you little punk! Like, only time in my entire life I was called a punk. Or a little. And he's like, what'd you do with my son? And I was like, it wasn't the original guy that was chasing me. That guy was like behind this dude. And I don't know, the guy had like sunglasses on and he was all like serious. Like, it's like, oh, it's back there. It's back there in the yard. And as that moment happened, he like was turning around to go get it. As if this like $2.95 worth of cardboard from Walmart was like a big fucking deal that I like stole it. At that moment he went to go get that. Shane Doherty, who is also this like childhood friend of my family's, came up and he's like, where is it? I was like, the backyard. He's like, okay, take this. And he's on like a BMX bike. He's like, he slides the bike to me and then takes my skateboard and just fucking takes off running. And he runs straight up to the guy going to get the sign and like curves around him and swoops and grabs the sign and takes off down the street, just gallivanting away on my skateboard, just getting away, just get out of there. And here I am, like, oh shit. So here I jump on this bike that he just gave me, and now I'm going the other way, and they're like, forgot about me because he has the sign. And I guess he had like some kind of intricate plan to get away, like some girls picked him up. And I forget what happened to the bike. I literally have no clue. I got it back to somebody who gave it to him? I don't know. But after a certain point, all I remember is I'm just running around the streets of Bedford. Like, I have no idea what's going on. And I was 16, so I didn't know that, like, how severe I was in trouble. But this is Bedford. So it's actually a lot. Cops were fucking looking for me. Like, scouring the town. Everywhere. And, like, I ran to this kid I knew named Nick. And he's like, Tom, we gotta get you out of here. I was like, why? They're looking for you. They're looking everywhere. Like, they had every kid, like, every teenager that was at the protest there. Like, had at a cop car, like, just like, alright, where is he? Do you know who he is? And I don't know how no one flipped. They're like, we don't know who that was, just another kid. Like, 'cause they all fucking knew who I was. And so he's like, we're going to Monkey's house. Who the fuck is Monkey? I had no fucking clue. Like, I knew Nick since, like, elementary school, too, so I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? Who is he talking about? So, we're just walking blocks through Bedford, not knowing where we're fucking going. Or I didn't know. We get to Monkey's house. Monkey wasn't there. Now, Monkey's important. He'll be important in other stories later. But this time, I didn't get to meet him. I was like, whose house did we just go to? So we have to, like, stealthily make our way back to the skate park. Because I had to, like, leave at a certain time anyway. And, I would have been in fucking trouble because I was, like, a kid or whatever. And literally, going to that house and leaving that house, I could see down streets and see cops driving up and down the numbered streets. Because in Bedford, there's only number streets and letter streets. And that's how the streets work, is the intersection of like First and A Street. So they were going up those streets. And I was like, oh my god, they're really looking for me. And like, luckily, I like, scooted my way back to the skate park and just blended in with everybody else that was my age, so they didn't fucking know. And like a few days later, like when the newspaper came out, I was looking at I was in the newspaper as an unidentified youth. It's like the clipping read, an unidentified youth caught like steals sign from protesters, from anti-gay protesters at this time and all this stuff, and like other people complained about it. And it said like the name of the church, right? And it didn't mean anything to me at that point because I had never heard of it. And I was like, where is this church at? It has to be somewhere in Indiana. It was the Westboro Baptist Church. That was who I stole a sign from when I was 16. And just... fuck.